Hello everyone, I'm Seth with Exotic Motorsports, and this is our 2010 Toyota Highlander Limited. This SUV has 202,092 miles. By looking at it, you would never know it. This is in surprisingly good condition for 202,011 years old. It does have a few rock chips across the front. There are, of course, some paint defects. Passenger headlight has condensation. A few defects across the front. Hood also has some rock chips. This SUV may not win any car shows, but it is dependable, it's practical, there's no significant body damage, all the panels are straight, it just has very minor blemishes in the paint, something that you could definitely expect a 200,000 mile vehicle to have. Front driver's side fender looks great. Front driver's side wheel, a few defects around the lip, just a couple up here, really that's it. Otherwise the wheel looks perfect. Driver's side mirror, few rock chips on the inside, and then here on the outer curve we do have some scratches, not very big, they're pretty unnoticeable. The chrome finish on the door handles looks good, it's not discolored or splotchy. Rear driver's side door, good shape, no marks on there at all. Rear driver's side wheel, no rash, no scratches, nothing, wheel looks perfect. Rear driver's side quarter panel, no issues there whatsoever. Moving along to the back, looking at the back bumper, we do have some light scuffing under the driver taillight and a few small scratches on the back bumper, but they are very, very superficial. Typically this is one of the highest wear areas on a vehicle, just under the lift gate or on top of the rear bumper. As you can see, there is some scuffing, some scratches, things like that. But it's in a very, very small contact area. So it's really only just like on this corner of the bumper there. And it's not very significant. I've seen cars that are way newer with way less mileage that look way worse than that. So I'd say all things considered, that is in excellent shape. The rear hatch looks really good for the most part. We do have a few minor hiccups like this, some somewhat deep scratches there on the passenger side of it, and a blemish there. But the overwhelming majority of the area looks great. Here on the passenger kind of curve of the rear bumper, we do have some scratches, some scuffing there on the corner. But again, it's very light and superficial. Looking at the passenger side rear quarter panel, no marks, it looks fantastic. Rear passenger wheel is good for the most part. However, we do have a small amount of rash just in this little area right here, and that is the only defect on that wheel. Otherwise it looks flawless. Rear passenger door, do have a scuff there towards the front of the door, scuff in the rear, a few small marks in the center, some scratches, and then a defect there on the body molding, if this camera will pick it up. Right there. Camera's not doing a very good job today. Front passenger door, a few small rock chips here just in the center. Otherwise it looks great. Passenger mirror, similar story as the driver's side. It does have some scuffing on the surface, a couple small rock chips on the inside, scuffs on top, and then of course the outer curve of the mirror took the brunt of the damage. We do have some scratches on the outside and more scuffing there, but the defects on the mirror, I will say wholeheartedly, are very light and not very noticeable. Here in the front passenger fender, we have a scratch here towards the front, a small defect right here towards the top left of the passenger fender. Looking at the front passenger wheel, we do have a considerable amount of rash. It is noticeable there. There are other bits of the wheel kind of around the circumference that do have a little bit of rash, but the spokes themselves, the face, don't have any marks. It looks great. So I will go ahead and walk around the vehicle from a 1 foot distance to give you a better big picture idea of the overall condition of the vehicle. I know it sounds like it's in pretty rough shape by all the defects that I pointed out, but it's easy to make it sound a lot worse than it really is by pointing out every defect that it has. We do that here at Exotic Motorsports to give our out-of-state buyers the confidence they need to buy a vehicle sight unseen if they choose to do so. We don't leave anything out. We do full disclosure, the good, the bad, the ugly, so you know exactly what you're buying. We don't want to leave anything to surprise. By walking around it from a 1 foot distance will be a lot more indicative of the blemishes that you would notice on a day-to-day basis if you were to own the vehicle, because obviously you're not going to notice the very small superficial things every time you look at the vehicle. You're not going to go over the paint from a 1 inch distance looking for defects every time you go in to drive it. So hopefully that gave you a better idea of what stands out and what doesn't. I think overall the vehicle is in really good shape, not only considering the year, but considering the mileage as well. And the inside is absolutely immaculate. Wait till you see the inside. So we do have a gray and black interior with very nice wood grain inserts. We do have an express down driver's side window, power windows for all 4, power locks, power adjustable mirrors, power lift gate, audio controls on the steering wheel, climate controls on the steering wheel as well, cruise control, twilight sensing headlights, power adjustable seats with lumbar adjustment as well. The upholstery in the vehicle is in top-notch shape. This car seriously is so impressive how well this has been taken care of over time. So we do have push start, fires right up, no issues. No warning indicators on the dash. Everything is good to go. Cup holders here. Center console looks great. No marks, no fading. All of the buttons are still intact. The markings are still in good shape. Nothing's been worn down. Even the steering wheel somehow doesn't have any wear on it. The only defect that I have found is this little part under the button. That kind of gray finish has chipped off there a little bit. But that's the only thing, and I mean, if from like 6 inches here, you can hardly tell. All the other buttons look great. The window switches are still good. They don't have the markings worn down or anything. I mean, it looks brand new. No sun fading on the dash. Dash isn't cracked. Moonroof operates how it should. Passenger seat looks phenomenal. No signs of any wear on there. Passenger door panel looks flawless, as does the carpet area there. It does have JBL audio, has navigation, has front heated seats, 12-volt adapter, auxiliary 3.5mm input jack there. Tons of features, tons of creature comforts. It runs and drives great. This Toyota V6 is also virtually indestructible and will go forever. It's Toyota, it's kind of what they're known for. The back is just as nice as the front. Seating, the door panels, the carpet, all immaculate. Looks fantastic. The interior of this car is virtually brand new. Check out the engine bay. Here's the engine bay with our Toyota V6 engine. which is an incredibly stout power plant, producing plenty of torque to make this feel effortless to move under its own weight. It drives great. It's not frustrating to get it up to freeway speeds or anything, because in my opinion, Toyota vehicles are typically pretty underpowered, but this feels very healthy. It's very easy to drive. It doesn't feel big and bulky. It's incredibly smooth. The suspension feels awesome. It floats like a Cadillac. This is just such a good dollar value. It's a lot of car for the money, essentially. But the idle's smooth, it sounds healthy. Can't even hardly feel it shift. This is an incredibly smooth vehicle to drive. Incredibly practical, tons of interior space, both in the front and the rear, not to mention storage space in the rear hatch as well. This is a very, very practical and well-priced vehicle. So that is our 2010 Toyota Highlander Limited. If you have any further questions, please feel free to check out the sales listing on our website at exoticmotorsportsok.com. Thank you for watching.